Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening. Our emergency services say they're well prepared for what could be a dangerous bushfire season. Today, the state unveiled an enhanced aerial arsenal that will be able to take to the skies to tackle any outbreak anywhere.
High in the sky and ready to go at a moment's notice, these aircraft will tackle bushfires from above to help those below.
So it's an advantage to have them on scene now, ready to go for the festive period. 15
aircraft have been secured for Tasmania this summer, some able to release up to 3,000 litres of water on each run.
We can hit these fires that start on high fire danger days, hit them quickly, keep them small.
We've already had a taste of what to expect. Blazes at Dolphin Sands and Friendly Beaches destroyed property and hundreds of hectares of land. Authorities not leaving anything to chance ahead of a potentially dangerous summer.
We've got that flexibility that we can, use different tactics for different fires and different scenarios.
We've been putting a lot of effort into being prepared for this coming fire season.
Our steep terrain a challenge even for experienced pilots.
Got some pretty challenging country here. It's a bit steeper than New South Wales.
From water bombing, air supervision and intelligence gathering, each craft has a critical role to play, also feeding vital data back to base. Parks and wildlife staff also able to drop into hard to reach zones, including our World Heritage Area, thanks to a winching chopper.
We have critical values out there, which is why it's a World Heritage Area. Really important that we can get crews and aircraft and water.
Communication's a big thing, and just working out where all the other aircraft are.
The community also urged to do their bit.
Be prepared and ensure their properties are prepared and they're aware of the conditions in their area.
Advice that could ensure Tasmania has a soft summer landing. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Ambulance Tasmania says it empathises with anyone who waits for an ambulance after a Rugby woman says she had to wait hours for one last week. 74-year-old Christina Reid fell last Tuesday at her home and was unable to get off the floor. She claims it took 6 hours for an ambulance to reach her, with only one paramedic attending.
I'm sick and tired of nothing being done. These politicians and that, they say, yeah, everything's okay. It's not okay.
We are working and we're investing in our health system to provide the best possible service for Tasmanians.
Ambulance Tasmania CEO Jordan Emery says processes and triage measures are in place to ensure patient safety. Food relief charities in the state are struggling to keep up with unprecedented demand, foreshadowing a tough Christmas for some. Cost of living pressures and rising interest rates are proving a recipe for sad tidings as more people desperately seek support.
These meals are set to feed hundreds, but many more hungry Tasmanians will still miss out.
So around 1 in 10 Tasmanian households will be accessing food relief services, and about half of them will be experiencing and accessing that for the very first time.
Loaves and Fishes is one of many charities that are only able to meet 46% of the demand it's facing, while other food relief services are desperately trying to keep up with the number of struggling Tasmanians.
Last year it was 1,600 children who were sometimes fed once, twice or 3 times a week. This year it's been 4,104.
The Greens arguing the state government needs to come to the table.
And it's high time that the Rockcliffe government stepped up and injected some urgent funding into the charitable sector so that they can meet the demands.
Labor has also backed calls for state government support to be given to services like Loaves and Fishes, arguing too many Tasmanians will be forced to go without basic necessities this Christmas. A food security strategy has proved successful over past years. The state government says it's aware of the cost of living pressures and has invested accordingly.
There was a boost last August, which was then matched again in the state budget for community service organisations. There is significant support to neighbourhood houses.
But there are continued calls for more, with 22,000 people set to seek food relief for the first time.
So we really need to increase this investment, particularly in organisations like neighbourhood houses, and support all Tasmanians.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
Well, next week's Taste of Tasmania is the latest major event to go smoke-free. Patrons will no longer be able to light up or vape at the Food and Wine Festival. Anyone who wishes to smoke will need to grab a pass out and leave the venue. Work, meanwhile, is continuing in preparation for opening day. Organisers say the extended event is being well received and are confident of breaking attendance records.
So we're seeing ticket sales the best ever. We're expecting a bumper year. Store holders are very excited, which is great for us because there's half a dozen stalls that have come back from pre-COVID.
Taste begins next Wednesday afternoon. And on New Year's Eve, revellers in Hobart as well as in Burnie and Launceston are being encouraged to leave their car keys at home and jump on a bus when they head out to celebrations. Metro Tasmania's annual Night Rider initiative will offer flat $2 fares from 6 p.m. on the big night to ensure partygoers get home safely. Well, troubled start-up airline Bonser is hoping it's clear of turbulence following repeated delays and cancellations. We're told approval from the air safety regulator to operate 2 Canadian aircraft is the ticket to better service for Launceston Bonser passengers.
Last month, Bonser's first flight from the Gold Coast touched down in Launceston to great fanfare. But since then, it's been a bumpy few weeks.
We know that we haven't showered ourselves with glory. For those customers impacted, we absolutely are sorry.
A saving grace today from Australia's Civil Aviation Safety Authority, granting Bonser approval to boost its fleet with 2 planes and their crew leased from Canadian budget carrier Flair.
That allows us to have a spare aircraft for when there are things that come out of left field, aircraft requiring extra maintenance or weather events. We haven't had that flexibility.
By way of apology, offering 30% off fares for trips before the end of January.
We hope that what we're doing in terms of the big picture in bringing more choice, more low fares and in time, very soon, reliability to regional travel is what we're able to deliver on.
That reliability will be much needed heading into the holiday season.
Launceston's being served three days a week. It's one of the best performing routes on their whole network, and they've assured us from today that everything's back to normal.
It's going to be a big summer for Launceston Airport, the busiest on record in fact. They're expecting around 240,000 passengers to pass through here in just the next 2 months.
It certainly is a lot of people, particularly when you consider the population of Launceston's about 110,000 people. But we're well equipped to manage this growth in demand for this summer. We've opened our new check-in hall here, we've opened our new security screening area.
The airport still recommends arriving at least 90 minutes before flight departures to allow for a smooth start to your journey. Nick Kelly, 7 Tasmania News.
A Tasmanian Opera group has raised $9,000 ahead of a major Christmas performance. St David's Cathedral in Hobart is hosting the Bel Canto Young Opera this weekend, with all funds going to the church's community work. The singers today perfecting their pitch ahead of Saturday's show.
Everything that we've had to get for this concert, I just ring up various organisations and they donate everything. So it's hard work, but it's the only way really we can do it.
Also giving young performers a chance to shine.
It's really fantastic to have an opportunity like this in Hobart. There's not that many companies that allow young singers to do classical voice.
The performance is proving to be a hit. It's already a sellout. Christmas has come early for the Dogs Home of Tasmania. The organisation was one of the first in line for a brand new defibrillator from St John Ambulance. With 1,000 people coming through their doors each month, it's hoped to provide some peace of mind.
We know the average ambulance time is roughly around 14 minutes, best case. So if someone was to have a cardiac arrest, it's critical that the life-saving device is on hand.
Hopefully we never need to use it, but in the case that we do, it's fantastic that we're going to have something available for our staff and for the public to use.
St John will hand out 9 more defibrillators to semi-remote charities over the next year. Tasmanians are being asked to give the gift of life this festive season. Red Cross Lifeblood is launching its national donation Blitz, hoping to encourage more people to roll up their sleeves to meet an expected peak in demand.
Blood is at the top of this year's Christmas list, with regular donors like Hugh ticking off their last session in the chair before the new year.
There's a real need for it and someone's got to, and I've got time. You really haven't got an excuse not to come down here.
Hugh's timely donation marking the start of the Red Cross's National Christmas Blood Blitz, encouraging more people to give the gift of life this festive season.
I think there's a real need over the Christmas break. If people can give blood, they should.
Over the Christmas New Year's period, people take a break, have a holiday, go away, but the need for blood doesn't stop.
An additional 300 Tasmanians are being asked to roll up their sleeves between Christmas and the New Year, a call for arms coming at a time when donations are most critical.
So trauma victims, newborn mothers and cancer patients are particularly the ones that need the product at this time of year.
Centres will remain open throughout the festive period, with doors only closing on Christmas and New Year's days, giving Tasmanians plenty of time to consider adding a donation to their gift list.
It really is a life-changing gift that you can give at this time of year.
Victoria Easto, 7 Tasmania News.
A Wynyard man has been charged with manslaughter following a fatal motorcycle crash near Yolla last week. The 52-year-old is accused of leading police on a 4-day manhunt after fleeing the Murchison Highway scene where a 43-year-old tourist from Malaysia died. The man was taken into custody yesterday and has been charged with several other offences. He was to front the Burnie Magistrates Court today. A lucky Tasmanian could be hours away from winning the ultimate Christmas gift. Tonight's Oz Lotto draw has reached a $70 million jackpot, Oz Lotto's largest prize pool in more than 4 years. 1 in 5 Australians are tipped to buy a ticket in tonight's draw, with a last-minute rush keeping Tasmanian outlets busy.
They're all asking for the winning ticket, that's for sure. It's been flat out, especially with Christmas as well, so it's been great for them. They all want to win the money.
If you haven't had a chance to buy your winning ticket, there's still time. The draw closes at 8:30.
As predicted, the Bulldogs have used their #1 pick to lock in Christy Lee Weston Turner at the AFLW draft. 3 Tasmanians also snapped up in a big night at Marvel Stadium. Despite sitting out this season with a knee injury, Glenorchy's Brooke Barwick still managed to catch the attention of Bulldog scouts. Caught on 4th in a dream come true.
Such a surreal moment, like knowing that I didn't play and I was still such a high pick is a dream, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity.
She's betted boyfriend Cam, who was drafted to Sydney at pick 17 last year, but knows exactly what her new coaches see in her.
It's my explosive agility and speed out of stoppages, but also very competitive with the pressure tackles.
Glenorchy teammate Georgia Clark on the first flight to Melbourne this morning, already in a Pies shirt after being chosen by Collingwood at pick 8.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was a bit shocked with number 8, so I probably wasn't expecting that early. So it was very cool. I'm just super keen to go over and meet everyone and get stuck into it.
Drafted 43rd, Kingborough Tiger Mackenzie Ford keeps her stripes heading to Richmond, while #1 pick Victorian Christy Lee Weston Turner is heading west and to the right club.
We're all die-hard doggy supporters, so it's just feels like one of those real special moments.
Also spending time on the sidelines this season.
And I wouldn't have thought that the day I got told I was, going to have surgery, I'd be standing here right now because I'd been pick 1, and I guess it's just a credit to myself and my resilience and how hard I worked, and I think it all paid off.
Although few are more excited than second pick Jessica Wrench.
Oh my gosh, I get to go with Daisy Pearce, who's the face of female football, and she gets to be my coach, and I get to spend all next year with her, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to get stuck into it.
Newtown host Clarence tomorrow night in the Cricket Tasmania Premier League T20 Grand Final. Both sides turning things around significantly after finishing towards the bottom of the ladder last season.
A mixture of young guys and some experienced heads like myself and Ryan Fenning. We sort of understand how to adapt the game into situations, whether we're on top or whether we're behind, and obviously that comes with experience.
Quietly pretty happy with how we're going. Obviously it's going to be a tough game against Newtown, it always is, but if we stick to our plans and process, hopefully it goes well.
Their last meeting was just on Saturday, Clarence chasing down the Bucks' target with 3 balls to spare.
Good evening. It remains fine for much of the north coast today, with isolated showers developing elsewhere. The highest reported rainfall was 37 millimetres at Quamby Bluff. Hobart 20 degrees today, Launceston 24, 22 for Devonport, Burnie 21. As we look further abroad, St Helens, Friendly Beaches and Bushy Park all 21, Flinders Island and Low Head saw a top of 20, Rye Island 19, King Island and Grove 18, Strawn 17, Luncheon Hill 16 and 15 for Lyoweni. Patches of low cloud were seen in the west and south today. A mass of low, mid-level cloud are centred over the east. A dramatic band of thunderstorms is extending throughout eastern states. Low-level cloud lies about southern coasts, with mid-level cloud passing southern WA. Tomorrow, a high sits south of the Bight, extending a ridge over Tasmania and into central Australia. A broad area of low pressure extends over the country. To coastal waters now, south to southeasterly winds 10 to 20 knots. Southwesterly swells building up to 3 metres in the west and the south. Tomorrow, a strong wind warning has been issued for Banks Strait, Franklin Sound and east of Flinders Island. Midweek forecast for Hobart and Geeston 17 degrees with a shower or two, becoming cloudy in Bothwell 18. Launceston 22 with possible late showers, mostly sunny in Devonport 20 degrees, becoming cloudy in Cressy 21's the top. Fine and sunny in Burnie 19, partial cloud is on the way in Strawn 17, similar conditions for Curry 18's the top. Some cloud hanging around in St Helens 19, a shower or two in Swansea 18 and a degree cooler in Alford with a maximum of 17 degrees. Thursday, light showers expected about the northeast, fine elsewhere, apart from possible isolated inland showers during the afternoon. Friday, light showers about the east and west, likely to clear during the evening. Saturday, fine, apart from light showers about western and central areas. To mainland capital cities now, possible late showers in Brisbane, 31, 21 and mostly sunny in Adelaide. Some wet weather in store for Canberra and Sydney. Currently, it's a little cloudy in Hobart, 14 degrees, much the same in Launceston with 17, also 17, but sunny in Devonport. That wraps up tonight's weather, Kim, with only 6 more sleeps until Christmas.
Thank you very much, Kai. Well, before we go tonight, you may remember our weekend anchor Louise Hooper announcing she was taking family leave for an expected new arrival. Well, we leave you tonight with images of the newest member of our 7 Tasmanian Nightly News family, a healthy baby boy, and his name is Jack. Our congratulations to the whole family. Good night.